Welcome, fans and foes, viewers and haters. I'm your cinema simpleton because these days, even Hollywood can't fool an idiot. Valentine's Day, where those dunces that call themselves chick magnets shove roses and chocolates under the noses of their arm candy while secretly pleading to get laid before they turn 30. And where nagging women drag their boyfriends to the movie theater to watch crappy romantic comedies likely starring Katherine Heigl or Sandra Bullock. What? Me? A single movie critic like me frustrated over the commercialism of this Hallmark booby trap? What would make you think that? I knew someday I'd have to get over it and review a romance movie, or as I call them, tissue tales. Honestly, I don't hate the genre, I hate what Hollywood's done to it. All they do is stitch 20-something supermodels together and make the male lead look like a jackass who women would crucify if it wasn't for what was under his shirt. Well, if I'm going to give you a Valentine's Day special, I'm going to give you a movie that I can actually enjoy watching. How about Romeo plus Juliet? Surprising, isn't it, that I don't hate this movie? Well, after my first viewing, I did. Some ravenous beast inside me wanted to scream at the scriptwriters because this concept is so stupid! And you know that at least half the people who saw this movie thought the same thing.
Yeah, we're gonna make everything modern about William Shakespeare's historical play. Guns, the mafia, drag queens,
What?
everything!
Oh, everything except the dialogue! Oh, don't worry. Nobody's gonna notice.
Alas, that love so gentle in his view should be so tyrannous and rough and proof. A right fair mark fair, cuz, as soon as hit.
Nor by the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saints seducing gold.
Do you know how many high school drama students had to read these lines begging to know what friggin' gibberish was tumbling out of their mouths? They wanted Shakespeare they could understand. So I by all means can sympathize with anyone who's unfamiliar with Old English watching this movie for the first time and shutting it off in 10 minutes. It took me years of watching other adaptations of the play and gaining an appreciation for historical literature before this movie could even reach my comfort level. And if you go in knowing the basis of the story, it actually does work out to be a very good film. In the 1990s, Romeo and Juliet was readapted into a feature film for the modern age, where Romeo Montague, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and Juliet Capulet, played by Claire Danes, are the children of two opposing families that give a whole new definition to the term corporate competition. I've liked a variety of different pairs of actors who have portrayed this classic couple, but I don't think the chemistry has ever been more sizzling than that with DiCaprio and Danes. It's one accomplishment to tackle the passion behind these characters, but in a lot of productions, the actors feel too mature to be playing what's supposed to be a pair of lovesick teenagers. There's a part in the movie where DiCaprio and Danes completely master their roles when Romeo and Juliet meet outside the Capulet mansion. Any Shakespeare fan knows what to expect in this scene, but instead it twists into something more unique. The ending effect is so impressive and lasting that you can tell the actors need very little direction here. Another difference with this adaptation is that the art department's visuals don't take a back seat, and it ends up being very helpful to the audience members unfamiliar with the play so that the story makes sense as to why it unfolds as it does. But there's trying to get modern audience members comfortable with a classic, and then there's jumping the shark. Why is Romeo dropping blotter acid? Why is Mercutio a drag queen? But once again, it all comes down to lines that are just gonna drive fresh audience members bananas. Here's what I still don't get. Filmmakers have proven that they can adapt translations of the Bible, a 2,000-year-old book that supposedly bear the words of God, into modern movie dialogue that any brain-dead popcorn muncher can understand. But if any actor so much as whispers the idea of ad-libbing or changing up the lines in a traditional Shakespeare play, they're either shunned for the thought, or they get pointed in the direction of this. That doesn't count! Well, if you gave this movie a thumbs down after viewing it some time ago, my suggestion is to keep a more open mind for a second viewing. With these revamped characters and romantic leads that don't oversweeten the sexual tension between them, this is a Shakespeare adaptation for the history books. My rating for Romeo plus Juliet is a 4 out of 5. You know, it's good that they decided to give the character of Tybalt his own romantic interest in this adaptation. but it would be nice if it wasn't his aunt.